is a revival of the Monroe Doctrine, Trump style 2.0. And in case you don't know, the Monroe Doctrine is this particular, of course, doctrine established by former President Monroe around 200 years ago, that established that the Americas, the whole continent, is for Americans only, without foreign powers meddling with America's interests. When it was originally established, it was referring to European powers, and today is mostly Russia and China. Now, what this particular document from the National Security Council established is first controlling the borders and migration. First, of course, controlling your own southern border for the U.S., but most importantly, relying on strategic partners, allies, key allies that the U.S. has right now in Latin America, like Argentina with Milei or El Salvador with Bukele, and several others, center-right-wing governments in Latin America, in order to first hold the migration throughout the border, but also creating the conditions that stopping further migration waves from countries in Latin America in the near future. And some of these countries are doing a great job, like, for instance, Bukele on El Salvador, not only halting their own populations, since there is an economic growth pretty important in El Salvador, for instance, and that is halting future migration from citizens and nationals of such country to the United States. Pretty cool. The other thing is focusing on drug dealers and drug cartels and so on. In this particular case, we have to go back to Venezuela, because according to the US, the Venezuelan government runs the biggest drug cartel in Latin America, and even they have been designated as a foreign terrorist organization. So, nothing new. On that regard, the question mark is about what the US is going to do further in order to take action regarding such allegations, and we're in this right now. So basically, according to this new particular national security document, that, remember, right now the National Security Council is being run by Marco Rubio. He's not only the Secretary of State, but also the National Security Advisor, and also someone that is very important after Rubio on this new Monroe Doctrine is Stephen Miller, that he is the Deputy Chief of Staff from Trump, is very close. Trump trusts a lot on this young advisor since the first administration, and he also is heavily involved on applying such, let's say, new national security doctrine in the Americas.